We must hurry here. Number one, know the enemy. You have to know the enemy. Who is it that we are fighting? We are fighting a conglomerate that is absolutely intent on exploiting all of the desires that exist in the human heart, particularly sexual desires. Given to us by God, to be sure, but now to be exploited and to be used in a way that is contrary to what God intended, and therefore with some bitter consequences. May I read from a man responsible for MTV. I won't give you his name, though I have his name. He said, the strongest appeal you can make is emotional. If you can get their emotions going, forget the logic. You've got them. It's style, not substance. So what you have, if MTV raises your child, you have boys beginning to feel at the age of 8 feelings sexually that boys never used to have until 12, 13, 14, 15. Now you get it at the age of 8. Shocking statistic I read this week that on the internet, ages 12 to 17, one of the highest categories of children watching pornography. Who's the enemy? First of all, they want to exploit the desires because we're all sexual beings from the top of our head to the soles of our feet. Because sexuality plays so much a part in our lives. What they want to do is to exploit those desires, to control those desires. They desperately want addicts, as we shall see in a moment. And then you're also up against satanic power strengthening them. I was speaking to a woman involved in pornography, and she said the whole porn industry is just demonized with tremendous energy, spiritually, and power. That's why they want you hooked. And that's why you can get hooked. And they're looking for people like us to destroy. The thief comes but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. Do we know the enemy? See, this is why parents sometimes fail. They say, well, we gave our kids rules. I'm sorry, rules are incredibly important. In fact, if you don't have rules, you have a disaster. But rules aren't strong enough to stand against the work of the devil. You give this kid all of these rules, and who cares what the rules are when all of his desires, aptitudes, and loyalties lie in a different direction? What power can rules have to somebody who wants to do what he wants to do? And like one person said, I'll deal with the devil later. Who cares about rules? Rules aren't strong enough. They're necessary, but you need something more. And if you wonder what that something more is, keep listening. Second, what you have is also a common mission. A common mission. Now, what is the mission of the enemy? The mission of the enemy is to control. To control. I've already mentioned that. Somebody phoned our media ministry just the other day to ask for a quote that I had used. Well, I know what quote it is. I don't have it before me, but I'm going to give you the essence of it. Tammy Bruce, who was head of NOW, National Organization for Women in California, and who's written a wonderful book, even though she's not an evangelical Christian and actually pro-choice and everything else. But she's exposing what the real agenda is, and she says, and in my book, The Truth About Same-Sex Marriage, I have the extended quote where she says the reason, and she's opposed to this, you understand, because she's exposing what's really happening. She said the reason they want to teach sex education to young people as low as 6 years of age is because the porn industry, because it destabilizes a child. It makes a child investigate and experiment with sex. And the porn industry desperately wants a whole crop of addicts, time and time again. They are looking for addicts, and they begin at the age of 6. Hefner couldn't survive if he didn't have addicts. And that's why he constantly is looking for young boys, constantly on television, trying to gain millions and millions of addicts, because only the addict has the kind of loyalty that the pornographers want. Well, my friend, this is Pastor Lutzer, and on that very sobering note, we close today. I can't say it strongly enough. If you are a parent, it is so important for you to connect with your children. It is so important for you to know what is going on in your schools. It is so important for you to connect with other parents so that you can stop some of the sex education that your children have to endure. And it's very important for you to know what their objective is. They want your child badly. And they want to do all that they possibly can to cut off your influence and to weaken it so that their impact may be strengthened. May God help us at this moment of history.
Thank you, Dr. Lutzer. Dr. Erwin Lutzer has brought part 1 of The Battle for America's Youth, a call to parents to take back what the enemy has seized. Tomorrow, more information on the depth of the problem facing the church today. Running to Win comes to you from the Moody Church in Chicago. Today's message can be yours on CD as our thank you when you give a gift of any amount to support Running to Win. For details, call 1-800-215-5001. That's 1-800-215-5001. Online, go to offerrtw.com. That's offerrtw, all one word, .com. Or write to Running to Win, Box 11174, Chicago, Illinois, 60611. This is Dave McAllister. The battle is very real. To find out more, join us for tomorrow's Running to Win.